Well, hello, boys and girls. Guess what time it is? The first bank campfire of the fall season. Cheers. What, 6 months? Something like that. Last one was in May. Somewhere around the beginning of May, April, May, June, July, August, September. About 6 months. You know, the Romans, if I'm not mistaken, started their first of the year in September. And I'm kind of the same way. Some of you may know it's Zepptember. But, so I'm out, finally. Last night, first solo camp out of this season. I keep saying this year because, seriously, September is really like the first of the year for me. And I forgot my grill, but I remembered to get the grill top. I left Wok Wok, and I've got something better, but I forgot it. Just brought the top. And because this is a special time for me, and seriously, it really means a lot to me this time of the year. I am celebrating with a 1.5 inch ribeye. Yeah, buddy. Maybe 1.25 inches. It's still thick. So you know the drill. Salt. That is, if you saw my other one. If you saw my other bank fires, you know how to do this. Lots of salt, because it comes off. Lots of pepper. So it's 69 degrees right now. That's a good number. I still got my wet shemagh on because it's kind of humid. I can't get this. Did some other videos today. I don't know if you'll be watching those before you watch this one. Cleaned up camp so I can get ready to leave in the morning. Got everything nice and handy. Rode around on the 4-wheeler. Filled up deer feeders. Explored. This place is vast. It is really, really big. There's 4 of us hunting on 400 acres, and we lease with a group like 1,200 acres. And I mean, it's immense. And the Google map that I've got is old, and it doesn't show the present day trails or roads. This is timber company land, Vanderbilt. Anyway, rode around on the 4-wheeler, came back to camp, cooled off because it was very hot, very humid. Waiting for my coals to die down. I don't like cooking on the wood I find around here. There's some oak, but it's all rotten. And it's been so hot I didn't really want to process wood. So I brought a bag of charcoal and I put it on the top of my existing fire. So shortly I'll be putting my steak on there. Last night was spectacular. Very cloudy, raining when I got here. It stopped, but everything was damp. Had a hard time getting a fire going. The traditional way, flint and steel. I didn't want to try that, so I got out one of Mr. Scooty's fire steels and did that. But I still had a hard time because it was so damp. And as soon as it got dark, the clouds started breaking, and then the magic hour happened. And then I got to click, and I turned out all the lights, and I didn't build a fire because it was so hot, and I just watched the stars come out. Very, very dark out here. Some strange woods, very, very quiet woods, until I start cutting up. More about that later. So I stayed in my chair staring at the Milky Way, which was just fabulous because it's so dark. The Milky Way just popped up. Something just ran through the woods behind me. There'd be bears in these woods. Bears and deerses, wabbits, squirrels, foxes. But it's very, very quiet. It's odd. It's not like the last woods I was in for the Bush Lab series. These woods are extremely quiet. It's mostly pines. Now right back over there is Mr. Alligator, Mr. Smiley himself. But I haven't seen him, but I know he lives over there. I've been heard, been told. And I know there's bears here. There's a mama, a daddy, and a couple cubs. But I'm not worried. Nothing bothered me last night. It was so eerily quiet. It was so quiet that I called up some owls. I'm gonna do that later. Okay. Cut until I get the steak on. Alright then. It's that time. Put it on. This goes quick. You can see I got my stick. Same stick. I always keep my stick. Sometimes I get a new stick, but this is my old stick from last time. I was in such a hurry to get here that I forgot my onion and I forgot my potato and all the fixings. So all I've got is a steak. Last night I had Wolf Brand chili, one of my favorites, a staple of mine. So it usually takes 5 minutes per side. And it is so nice to be back out. I am very happy, very pleased. So I don't know what I was going to talk about. Hopefully I got a lot of bank fires in the future. So I kind of wanted to start from the beginning and just tell the story, my story. And to start my story is something that's very important to me all my life, is horses. And it's something I really miss because I haven't been on a horse in years. But I said in another video, my very first memory was horses. My dad put me on a horse when I was 2 years old. He told me I was too young to remember that, but I described it to him in detail, where we were and the color of the horse, which was roan, and everything about it. Great. Stuck. And that horse was a Mustang. And then when it got, no, my first horse was a Mustang. And when it got too old, they sold it. And it started pulling carriages around Bourbon Street in the French Quarter. But that was a very important horse to me and very special. Because I was so young, I honestly could barely walk, but the horse would take me around the house in circles and wouldn't let me fall off. She kind of knew what was going on. Very strange horse. Anyway, that was great. And I guess where I'm going with that was because, you know, most of this channel, my channel, is about bushcraft and just growing up around horses. And we watched, my cousin and I and a bunch of my friends, we all watched a bunch of cowboy and Indian movies. So we rode horses and made camps, and one of the things we did, we'd get wild berries and smear them on our face like war paint. So I grew up on my grandmother and grandfather's property, riding horses, looking at cows, throwing hay off the back of the tractor trailer. Man, I'm starting to get hungry now. The breakfast sandwich I made this morning was so good I ate another one. Well, actually it wasn't this morning, it was 1:30 by the time I ate. It's 10 o'clock now, and I'm just now starting to get hungry. My first camp out was when I was living in the city, though, because most of the time I'd only spend the weekends at my grandparents', and then during the week I'd be back in the city, which was a small city, Vicksburg, Mississippi. And my first camp out, I guess like a lot of people, was in the backyard. The main thing I remember about that is waking up in the dew. Everything was wet. I don't remember much else about that. I think my cousin and I just sat in a tent, told stories, told jokes like we always did growing up, till we fell asleep. And then woke up in the tent and got outside and everything was wet. I really wasn't used to getting up that early. So I bet this is a boring video. There's my obligatory drop. Before I forget this, because I'm going to put HP sauce on this, I honestly think that I made a mistake, and I don't know if it was Mr. Scooty or Clammy, Mr. Clam, the bearded clam, gave me the HP sauce. I got so many very generous, nice gifts all at once that I honestly don't remember who gave me the HP sauce. And I feel very bad about that. But I'm very grateful for it. I honestly thought it was Scott. But if it was Michael or Scott, I still appreciate it very much. This summer went by so fast. I was so busy. I really couldn't keep up with what was going on. But while it was happening, it seemed like September would never get here. Zepptember. Alright, that's enough of that. Cut and tie. Eat. Yeah. You know, this video, I've been planning what I was going to say and what I was going to talk about for weeks, and it seems when I do that, it's not a good thing. Thinking should have just left that on there for my tea. Probably have to. Anyway, it still work. So there it is. There's Din Din. Supper time. Yep. I like it medium rare. I love steak. Man, it's some kind of good. Just really love being out here. Stress of work. Just go, go, go. All the time. Working crazy hours. If I don't get this, I just go nuts. Have to bug out. But I do think it's easier just to hang out. A few of the friends I know that are going to be watching this, and not try to script anything, just be myself. Much easier. Though it can be boring. One person worth mentioning, Shane, Pennsylvania Shane, and Chris, Wyndham, Scott, they all knew I was coming back out. We're going back out for the first time in a long, long time. And I got a message from Shane yesterday wishing he could come with me. And brother, I do wish you were here. And I promise if you ever come, I won't forget the potatoes and onions. And I'll cook you one hell of a meal. Now, we'll see what steak and HP sauce tastes like. I really don't like anything on my steak. But I've been saving all these things. The gifts that I was given by friends with other YouTube channels. I've been saving them for these videos. I think it's means a lot more to them, a lot more to me, if I can share it with them. So here it is, HP sauce and ribeye. It's awesome. I found out that you could get Jelly Babies through Amazon. I'm just wondering if you can get HP sauce through Amazon now, because I can see it's going to be addictive, especially on the bacon sandwiches. Bacon and egg, HP, that was awesome. I'm telling you, it was really, really awesome. So, I'm going to finish my dinner, and then I'm going to call up some owls. It's too quiet out here. I'm going to call some owls. What up? Toward an incline position. So now it's time for after dinner talk, tea. That steak was some kind of good. Now, a special treat, all the way from England. 2 treats that I've been saving. Teapot. On the grill. Now I'll put these in here because I didn't want to bring the whole box, but I kind of wish I would have brought the box because the box is cool. This is from Clammy. It's going to drive him crazy, us calling him Clammy. But you got a nickname now, buddy, and it's going to stick. So, this is Earl Grey, probably my favorite. And our Earl Grey comes in a gold box, and yours comes in a black box. And I have been saving this for tonight. And my kudzu. I always say kudzu because we have kudzu vines here. So I've been saving this. That. And these. No mistaken, these definitely came from Michael. I'm very embarrassed that I don't know who sent me the HP sauce. Old age. Seriously. It's amazing what I can remember and then what I forget. So let me tell you about calling up owls. Once upon a long time ago, probably about 25 years ago, I got inebriated. When I was in school, University of Southern Mississippi. Southern Miss to the top. One of these days. Horrible 3 seasons. Anyways, when I go back home to Vicksburg from Hattiesburg, I'd stay at my uncle's house. And I got towed up. he wouldn't let me smoke in the house. So I was outside and I was drinking, smoking. And I heard an owl in the distance. So I just got a wild hair, started hooting. And right outside of my uncle's bedroom window was a elm tree. So I'd hoot, and the owl would hoot back. And this went on for a little while. And then another owl started hooting. And another one. And another one. And before long, there were 6 friggin' owls in that elm tree. I'm not lying, and I'm not exaggerating. So, anyway, my uncle, who meant the world to me, still does, who I lost in 2005, I think. Comes outside, well, comes to the kitchen window, or kitchen door, excuse me, and hollers out, "You leave them GD owls alone. I'm trying to get some sleep." Anyway, it's a great story for me. It meant a lot to me to think back on that. Especially since I don't sound anything like an owl. But to an owl I must. Or maybe they're just curious. But it works. I did it last night. This is some cheap tobacco. Red cap. And a cheap pipe. Not that bad. Anyway, it was my uncle that taught me how to hunt and fish. Taught me bushcraft. Taught me how to make traps. Taught me how to cook outdoors. Taught me a lot of stuff that means a whole lot to me. He's one of those people, if you knew him, you'd never forget him. Watch teapot will not boil. Come on now. Anyway, I'm gonna get this pot going. Get my tea boiling. And I'll be back. I'm having fun. Tell you what, this cheap $5 pipe smokes better than some of my expensive pipes. Tobacco's not bad either. It was very cheap. I think that was like $2. But it's not an aromatic. I think it's just a little bit of Cavendish and maybe a hint of barley. It's mainly just Virginia, I think. Man, it smells good. Uncle Joe's mint balls. Keep you all aglow. So I look aglow. Here we go. I really apologize for the roughness of my videos and the fact that I don't edit them. I don't have pretty music going on. But there's no pretty music going on. It's just silence and the hiss of my Coleman. One of these days, maybe I can get the software. Well, actually, I did upload iPhone, Apple Music Maker, Movie Maker for the iPhone. So I'm going to play around with it. Whether these videos will be done that way or not, I don't know. These are probably a bunch of shorts that come out one at a time, and I may put them together, but they won't be edited. They're just what happens. Alright. Oh, I forgot. You don't like chocolate. These are minty. And I hadn't opened these because I didn't know they were individually wrapped. I love mints. I go through a box of Altoids a day almost. The only thing that get me through meetings, sit there and just eat them up. These are good, Michael. I love mints. Fire! Fire! I always chew them. I can't ever suck them all the way to the end. Impatient person. Mr. Scooty's fire kit. Michael's mint balls and tea and his cuts. Hot. I don't think I should have eaten the mint before the tea. Ah, it's good. Tastes just like the one in the gold box that we get. But yours are cooler because it comes in black. Black is cooler than gold. Alright. I know I'm dragging on. Oh man. I'm ready to get out of these snake boots. Cause I don't think I'm going to be wandering around anymore tonight. Put my Crocs on. Finish my tea. Get ready for bed. Then I call the owls. This is really good. Ah, it's been a great weekend. Oh, I got a hole in my lip too. Ah, it's tasting better now. I got all that mint out of my mouth. I like them. But I do like the taste of Earl Grey. Just straight English breakfast tea, and Irish breakfast tea, and black tea. I always drank them straight. Then I started adding sugar and milk like y'all do. Now I'm hooked on that. But I don't do that with Earl Grey. I just like it straight. Plus it smells good. I like the way it smells. Well, if y'all are out there and you're watching this, I really do appreciate it. It can be boring, but this is what it's like when I'm out here by myself on a Saturday night and I'm having fun, whether you are or not. But if you make it through the end of my videos, I really do appreciate it. So, off with the boots, on with the Crocs, into the tent, and owl time.